No, this is Mrs. Ward, and I'm going to go over practice test one, the fours. So question number 4 says, what is the sum of this? So the easiest thing is to get out your calculator and put it into your calculator. Remember, when you're going to put it into your calculator, you are going to hit control. I'm going to go to calculating page. I'm going to hit control divide to get a fraction, and then since I have fractions within a fraction, I'm going to hit control divide again, and I'm going to type that in. So I'm going to pause that while you're typing that in, and I will type that in. So here I have it all typed in, and I'm just going to hit enter, and I'm going to get 17/7, which is choice F. If you're good with fractions and you remember, like going back to early math, I probably would have multiplied this by 12 over 12. And the reason why I picked 12 is that's the lowest number that'll go into all the denominators. And then that would take care of the denominator. It would take care of these 4 denominators. And then I could just add. That would probably be faster for me than typing that in. But if you want to guarantee that you get that answer, then you're just going to type that into your calculator. Okay, the next one, if A and B are the smallest legs of a triangle and C is the length of the longest side, what must be true about A, B, and C? Most of you are going to jump gut reaction into F, saying A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. You are making the assumption that it is a right triangle. There is nothing there that says it is a right triangle, so you can't make that leap and say that you think it's a right triangle. So you're going to have to go with your other properties from geometry. And one of the things that you learn is that the sum of the two sides has to be greater than the third side. So the only one that is absolutely true on this one is going to be the letter G. So make sure you don't fall into that trap where you make assumptions because you think they're true when they're really not. So the correct answer for number 14 is G. Okay, the next one, you're going to take, in a box there are 4 red balls, 8 yellow balls, and 12 purple balls. If a ball is randomly selected from this box, what is the probability that will be yellow? So you're going to take the chances of yellow, which is 8, over the total. So you're going to add 8 plus 4 plus 12, and you're going to get 24. So you're going to have 8 out of 24, which simplifies to 1/3. So the correct choice is H. The next one, number 34. At what point in the XY coordinate plane do these two lines intersect? So it's asking you to solve a system. So since they're both set equal to y, I'm going to set them equal to each other. I don't know if you guys are going to go into poly tools. I don't think it's worth the effort because this is pretty easy. I'm going to add 3x to both sides at the same time. I'm going to subtract 4. And when I do that, I'm going to get negative 9 is equal to 5x. So x is equal to negative 9/5. So that's what x is equal to. So the only choice that has that 9/5 for x is G. So I'm done. I can call it a day. If you need closure, then you're putting this 9/5 in for x, and you should get 2/5 for the y. It does not matter which equation you put it in. It should be the same y for both, because that is a solution to the system. All right, the next one, we're back to the Rubik's Cube again. So if the sides of the entire Rubik's Cube are length is 3 centimeters, what is the distance from one corner of an entire Rubik's Cube to the corner of the entire Rubik's Cube that is furthest from it? So most of you are going to want to do this and think of a flat side and go from this side to this side. But that's not what they want. They want, if you can think of a Rubik's Cube like this, where you have that 3D shape, they want to go from this corner here all the way down to this corner here. So you're sort of like cutting through the cube. So, so if I do this, we know that this is 3 and this is 3, and since these are all 45-degree angles, we know that this is 3 times the square root of 2, and you either did Pythagorean theorem to figure that out, or you knew it from your trig. Hopefully you knew it from your trig. But so now if I have this, now I have a triangle where I have one side, this side, one of these sides is going, is at 3 times the square root of 2. The other side is 3, and then to find the missing side here, I'm going to do the 3 squared plus the 3 times the square root of 2 squared, and I'm trying to find that last side. And when I do all that, I end up with 3 times the square root of 3. And that is going to be option G. And then the last one, 54, you have 1 over 20 to the 30th minus 1 over 20 to the 31st. Well, I don't know if you can put that in your calculator. I'm going to pause and see if you can put it in your calculator. I'm hoping you can't, but let's see. Okay, when I put that in, I put 1 over 20 to the 30th minus 1 over 20 to the 31st, and I got that, which, no lie, I'm happy that it did that. So I'm glad that it won't answer that question for you. So what I'm going to do is, in order to add these, I have to have a common denominator. So this is 20 30 times. This one is 20 times itself 30 times. This one is 20 times itself 31 times. So in order to add them, or subtract them in this case, I would have to have a common denominator. So the lowest common denominator is going to be that 20 to the 31st power, because that's the lowest one between both of them. And so I'm going to have to multiply this by 20 over 20. And when I do that, remember you add exponents. So when I do this, I'm going to have 20 over 20 to the 31st minus 1 over 20 to the 31st. So I'm going to end up with 19 over 20 to the 31st. And the only answer that gives me that is going to be choice J. All right, I hope this helps. And remember, next time, next class that we all see each other, we're going to do the ACT 5s. And then the class after that, we will take a quiz on practice test 1, the 1 through 5s. All right, have a great day.